Value. As real estate agents, we are trying to figure out value. Or maybe you're like, Carrie, I know my value. I just am struggling with explaining my worth. What I want to do with you today is show you how to create your value proposition using tools like Chat GPT, maybe Gemini, maybe even Copilot. So if you're struggling with, trying to explain your value, let me just right out the gate give you a few tips. Number one, I want you to write down everything you do as a real estate agent. Number two, once you write down everything you do, there's probably like a checklist for everything you do. Like before you meet with a client, what do you do? When you actually meet with a client, what do you do? When you take a client to show properties, what do you do? Once they're ready to write an offer, there's a checklist. So number one, write down everything you do. Number two, think about there are other things that you would work on or help the client with under each one of those lists. The other thing I want you to do is write down everything you've done up until now. What do I mean? So for example, my first job was TJ Maxx. I organized the clothing racks. I checked people out at the cash register. I had to talk to people, right? The other thing I did was I worked for Sears Roebuck and Company. So I managed a department. So what did I do? I supervised people. I worked in there, I actually put product out. I closed down the store. My other job was I worked for a company that sold computers. I worked for NEC Technologies. I worked for McDonald's Corporation in their legal department. Write down every company that you've worked. Let me say it like this. Write down everything you've done for those companies. So for example, I said customer service. I would manage product. I would manage people. I supervise people. I had to talk to the consumer. Think about everything you've done and then just write a list. The next thing I want you to do, because I'm going to actually, let's do that. Let's write this out, because once you've written out everything you've done in the past, you're going to take it and put it into Chat GPT. Again, it could be Gemini, it could be Copilot, it could be Perplexity. And then you're going to ask Chat GPT to create your value proposition. Easy, easy. Okay. So I'm going to hop into, let's use Google Docs. Let's make it easy. I actually have a questionnaire for the agents in my office, and I ask them, so, tell me, how long have you lived in the state you're in? How long have you lived in the city? Like, these are some other things you could write down. So I might put down lifelong resident in Illinois. I'll say it like this. I live or reside in DuPage County, Illinois. And I do believe ChatGPT reads typo, right? Then I worked in customer service. I managed people, managed a warehouse of products. So systems. There's a better name for this. I'm having a brain cramp. Oh, I'll think of it. So I manage systems. I worked in technology. What do I do today? I make understanding, how about this? Real estate data easy. I volunteer as a grant. I'm going to say it. It's not going to sound great. Approver for my high school. Like, I approve the grants, or who gets to win them. There's a few of us, not just me. Volunteered with mothers and more, like things that you've done. Now we could go on and on, but I think you get it. Now, if you're like, here, I can't see it. So these are some things I've done in the past. And then I would take this over to Chat GPT, but I'm going to write it here just to make it easy. Create, oh, here, because I've also been in the real estate industry since 1997, in the real estate industry since 1997, worked as a customer service, I'm going to say greeter for a builder. What else did I do? I worked in a legal department for a commercial real estate company, aka Mickey D's. Oh, edited television and a expert in social media marketing. I could say digital marketing, but nobody gets that. So now I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create a value proposition for a buyer's agent using my bullet points below. Now I could all, let me say it like this, create a value proposition for me as a buyer's agent using the bullet points below. Okay, we'll go with that. I'll copy all of this. And then I go over to ChatGPT. If you do not understand how to use ChatGPT, go back and watch this video so you can kind of get acclimated. It's pretty simple. It's like Google on steroids. So now I'm in ChatGPT and down at the bottom. So I'm working in a new chat. I will paste my question prompt. I'm prompting ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, to give me a value proposition. How's that? Pretty easy. And the great thing about using tools like ChatGPT is you could also say, create the value. You can build on this value proposition as a listing agent. I could also go back and say, build a value proposition as a bullet pointed list, or create a value proposition that I could say on social media. You know, I could create a video. Here's my value proposition as a listing agent. Or I could say, let me tell you what I do as a listing agent. I've lived in Illinois. Oh, let me create a script for a 60-second or less video for Instagram. I don't have to really say this, but we'll say for Instagram Reels, using the value proposition for me as a buyer's agent, and end with a call to action to contact me today via the link in my bio. They even give me the scene. As a lifelong resident and real estate agent in Illinois for over 2 decades, I'm here to make your home buying journey as seamless as possible. Scene change. With a deep understanding, like, in what they're telling me is to videotape the neighborhood and then do a voiceover. This is brilliant. I think you get it. If you are an agent that is truly struggling with how to create a value proposition, number one, write down your job history, but you don't have to write down who you work for, but just kind of write down some of the things you did for those companies. Were you in, here it is, logistics? Were you customer service? Did you work with people? Did you manage the CEO of a company? Did you get a hamburger thrown at you? You are an expert at pressure situations. Like, write all of this down and then create your value proposition. And then when you talk to the client, they say, so, why should I use you? Let me tell you why. And then you can go back, and you could even, we could take it a step further, and we could easily say, create the value proposition as an elevator speech. Create the buyer agent value proposition as a buyer's agent. Like, you can keep building on everything you need as a lifelong resident, and I might, let me say, shorten. Oh, I didn't, wait, what did I write? I didn't, let's go fix that, because I didn't say as an elevator pitch. As an elevator pitch. Chat GPT reads typo as I type that incorrectly. As a lifelong resident of Illinois, and buyer's agent since 97, I know the DuPage County and the surrounding market inside and out. I specialize in simplifying real estate data, giving you the insights needed to confidently navigate the buying process. And I could even say, recreate this in one sentence, because if you're on the elevator, you might not have memorized this. Does that make sense? Okay, so back to my steps. Number one, write a list of everything you've done, all the jobs you've done in the past. If you are a new real estate agent and you're 18, have you ever negotiated something from your parents and you knew they weren't going to give it to you, but you got it? You're an expert in negotiation. Think outside the box. Are you someone that was the stay-at-home parent until you decided to get your real estate license? The kids are now in school or in high school. You manage the finances. You know how to stage a house. You know how to clean the house in less than 10 minutes because company's coming over. You are a quick thinker. Like, think outside the box, write everything down. Then you can open up Google Docs or Microsoft Word or any, place where you can write your prompts or write your list. Then come over to Chat GPT and create your value proposition. It is easier than you think. Then when you have to tell someone, not have to, when you tell someone what you're filling out the buyer agency agreement, or you're filling out the listing agreement, or you're filling out a tenants agreement, or you're working with an investor, or you're doing consulting, like, how much are you worth? You can show what you're worth because these are the things you've done, even if you are a new real estate agent. There you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you again for watching me here on YouTube. Take a few minutes today and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and take a moment and invite a friend. Share this video with someone else. And if you are not learning to earn with me, check out my playlist on Learn to Earn. I am Carrie Little, the designated managing broker of Caremark Realty Group in Illinois and in Florida. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, and join my podcast. Thanks for watching.